on the field. The pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. You know, a lot of people have asked me about this topic over the last week or so. College football, it's completely different in 2022. Not just NIL, not just the transfer portal, but the fact that they have come along at the exact same time. Recruiting is just so different. And, you know, I'm not naive. It's more than NIL, but NIL plays such a huge factor in the recruiting process, and you've got guys out there that are all about the money. That's it. Give me the biggest payday. That's where I'm going. End of story. Other guys are going to kind of utilize it, manipulate the circumstances, the situation, and they're going to end up at a certain place. And NIL is going to be a factor, but it's not necessarily the most important thing. But you've got college football coaches that now not only do they have to recruit incoming freshmen, but they also have to recruit the talent on their own team. And when you're talking about a one-time transfer, a free opportunity to go to a school of your choice, you see guys like Isaiah Nair able to enter the portal and leave for higher ground, find that big NIL deal. Rumors of Jordan Addison, Biletnikoff Trophy winner, the best wide receiver in college football, enters the portal, and rumors out there that he was talking to USC before he ever even entered the portal. He knew where he was going. He knew the money that he was going to get. It's difficult enough to have that one-time free transfer for these college football coaches, and I get it. They get paid millions of dollars. They get paid a ton of money, but they are working longer hours. They are working more nights than they have ever worked before, and now it's only going to get worse because what people have been asking me about is the NCAA is looking to move forward with unlimited transfers, meaning that a kid can enter the portal every single year. It's going to be unlimited free agency. It's going to be the wild, wild west in college football. We're going to take a look at it, see what that means as we move forward. Is this the death of college football as we know it? But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts, we're not insiders, we are fans just like you. So if you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Let's go take a look at this article, athleticbusiness.com. NCAA moving forward with unlimited transfers for athletes, written by Andy Berg. The article here says the NCAA is moving forward with plans to do away with limits on the number of times student athletes can transfer. Here's a quote from head coach Josh Heupel. He says, surprised at that? Absolutely surprised at that. He says, I think it only heightens the craziness to the transfer portal. And that's something that I'm expecting to really kind of blow up. Even without this news coming down, I expected it to blow up after the 2022 season because a lot of guys out there didn't really understand what was going to happen in the portal. They didn't really see how it was going to work. But they're seeing a lot of guys go out there and earn that bag, make that cash. And I think you're going to see a ton of the top-ranked guys in the country entering the portal after this season. Now throw in the wrench that unlimited number of transfers. You're going to be seeing guys enter every single year trying to get that money. And how in the world is a college football coach going to be able to keep any type of continuity? And I know there's two different sides to the argument, right? You've got the guys that are all about capitalism, and I am too. I'm pro-capitalism, man. Go make that money. But you got to have some type of restrictions here to keep things kind of in alignment. I mean, you've got a coaching staff that's going to have to recruit their players every single year. There are limited funds. You know, we talk about our pockets are deep. We got cash at Tennessee. We've only got a certain amount of cash. Are you going to see guys tank seasons? Are you going to see coaches kind of stockpile that NIL money and say, all right, we're going to take the fall this year, but next year we're going to push all our chips in. We're going to go get the elite of the elite, and we're going to go try to win a national championship. Is that what college football is going to become? Is it going to be just like the NFL? This is almost worse than the NFL. Article goes on to say the NCAA Board of Directors is expected to make the new rule official August the 3rd. CBS Sports suggested that while unlimited transfers may sound like chaos, academic requirements will make it difficult for a player to transfer more than once as an undergrad. I don't believe that. They'll find a way. They'll find a way. At what point, you see some people out there saying, at what point does college football just do away with academics completely? Just flush it down the toilet. We're just going to be one big power conference. We're going to be minor league football. We're not even going to worry about academics in colleges anymore. It says here, a quote, for one transfer, maybe two is probably pretty manageable, said a source involved with the council's process. Getting into multiple transfers, it gets tougher and tougher. Nevertheless, coaches are still trying to wrap their heads around the idea that it would theoretically be possible for an athlete to play at 4 different schools in 4 separate years. Here's a quote from Jimbo Fisher. It says a kid can go as many times as he wants and doesn't have to graduate. Wow. It's just open recruitment of your own players by other schools. Everybody can recruit them. That's what they're doing with third parties anyway. With agents are coming in saying, I can get you a better deal. Jimbo's spot on there. As much as he likes to lie and carry on and make accusations and pretend to be innocent, pulling in the top class in the country, we all know Jimbo Fisher's paying players. Everybody is. It's 2022. Wake up. Wake up. But he brings up a good point talking about third parties. And a lot of these back channel communications are not only taking place through agents, through NIL collectives, they're also taking place through players. You can go to a player on your team and say, hey, such and such plays on this team. You played high school ball. Give them a call, see if they're interested. That's happening right now. It's happening all over the country. Communication is taking place. It's supposed to be illegal until somebody declares for the transfer portal. But we saw it with Jordan Addison. Again, everybody questioned where he's going to end up. Everybody knew where he was going. He knew where he was going. It was a done deal before he ever entered the portal. Allegedly, I'm just saying. Those communications are already happening. So now every single year, every offseason, Coach Heupel is going to have to re-recruit the guys that he already won over, the guys that he already got to Tennessee. And it was bad enough when you had that one-time transfer, but now it's unlimited. Unlimited. Is this the death of college football? Goes on to say here, players have previously been allowed to transfer once as an undergrad and once as a graduate student. Here's a quote. It says, to say now you can transfer without penalty is going to be a disaster, said attorney Tom Mars, who has worked on several high-profile waiver request cases. He says, having been a strident leader for the rights of college athletes, I never anticipated they would go this far. I think that's a big part of it. With NIL, like name, image, likeness, we're talking about NCAA football, EA Sports, name, image, likeness. They're using your likeness. They're using your name, your number, your height, your weight. You deserve to make a little bit of money off of that. There's no problem with that. But now we're talking about $8 million contracts. $8 million. There's a big difference. I have no problem with these players getting paid. No problem at all. But I think you've got to have some type of commitment here. And maybe that's how they dial it in. Maybe that's how they control it, is the way the NIL contracts are worded. Because the alleged Nico Iamaleava contract, alleged $8 million, 3 years. It's a 3-year deal. So does he have appearances that he has to make in Knoxville for 3 years? Because if that's so, that's the way you're going to be able to kind of manage this and kind of put the reins on this whole unlimited transfer portal deal. It says, while athletes have in the past been able to transfer multiple times, they've done so by citing extenuating circumstances and requesting a waiver from the NCAA. In most cases, the NCAA granted those requests out of fear of facing a lawsuit. Mars told CBS Sports that he had given up taking waiver request cases because of the overwhelming demand for them. The year-end residency rule needed to be changed because coaches were abusing it. They're somewhat to blame, but when historians look back at this, if the NCAA would have dealt with NIL when they should have, they wouldn't have been forced into a corner. Maybe this foretells the end of the NCAA, and I think we would all agree with that. The NCAA means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. But that last quote there, When historians look back at this, if the NCAA would have dealt with NIL when they should have, they wouldn't have been forced into a corner. I think that's the big takeaway here. The NCAA made NIL a thing, that it became legal to pay players. There were no restrictions. There were no rules. It just do what you want. And it got completely out of control. And the timing, again, for the transfer portal and NIL to all arrive at the same time has created this world that we are living in now. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Unlimited transfers. Do coaches get paid enough? And yeah, they get paid millions of dollars. I get it. Millions of dollars. Do they get paid enough to have to recruit kids out of high school, to have to recruit their own players, to have to recruit players from another team to try to build a successful roster? The quarterback position is going to be the biggest, toughest position to hold on to. Look at what Tennessee is going to walk into next year after Hendon Hooker graduates. You got Joe Milton, like a 5th or 6th year senior, guy that's going to expect to take over the job. You got Taven Jackson, who's going to have a year under his belt, a year with Josh Heupel, a year to develop, a guy with a lot of potential. I'm excited about Taven Jackson. But then you've got a quarterback coming in with a golden arm, $8 million contract. The pressure is going to be on. Somebody's going to have to sit. It's going to be tough to keep that quarterback room full of talent. But hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. If you have not done so, make sure you smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. And go check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' VAWLS Network. You can go to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVaws. Any and all support greatly appreciated. As always, thank you to all the members of the channel. You can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month. If you want to go big, you can give up to $10 a month. Financially support what we are trying to do with this channel, but you also get some perks. You get custom Talkin' VAWLS emojis, access to fan call-in shows, your comments highlighted on live streams. Any and all support, we appreciate every single one of you. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.